Hello, Ducks fans, hockey fans in Orange County, California, United States, Finland, and all over the world. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you all are doing well. We are 24 days away from our Anaheim Ducks being unleashed upon the NHL once again for their 29th NHL season, and 2 weeks away from the puck drop for our Anaheim Ducks to be ready to hit the ground running. Now, I think we should be no surprise that come training camp, or as I call it, the gathering of the Ducks, our team will be very much of the same. Basically, with Lindholm, Raquel, Derek Grant, Ducks captain Ryan Getzloff, beginning his 17th season in the Ducks uniform, as well as John Gibson and others returning for another season, another go around, as you can say. But as we can all know, our team is beginning, of course, as we see, their rebuilding, restoration, and rejuvenation phase. In our team beginning inserting and infusing numerous numbers of youth in the Ducks rank and file. We should not be surprised by this, nor should be in shock by this. I mean, Ducks GM Bob Murray, or I could call him Ducks GM, Stubborn Bob, has basically promised Ducks captain Ryan Getzloff there will be a major changes within our team. The only changes I saw and read about is basically Carter Rowney leaving for Detroit, Ducks re-signing Ducks captain Ryan Getzloff to a one-year extension, and re-signing the Ducks 5 restricted free agents, which are important to the Ducks rebuild in the coming weeks. I could say this personally that as much as I'm not surprised, I was hoping our team could, say, shake things up or do something that was different from what we were or we are always accustomed to or used to. And that is the Ducks basically standing pat, doing absolutely nothing, and staying the course with the development within strategy that they have been so accustomed to and we have been so familiar with in having some of the Ducks prospects and players and anyone in free agents that they signed, usually basically to strengthen the depth or filling up the roster in San Diego. How we look at this, it all depends on how this team is going to finish. And many Ducks fans, including those on Twitter and on the Ducks message board, which I've frequent many times, and on Facebook, and of course on Instagram, and anywhere on social media, are making the predictions. Usually it's basically either second last or near dead last in the Pacific Division and the NHL Western Conference, and of course the league in general. It is, in my honest opinion, that we should not jump the gun. Yeah, they haven't made any changes. Okay? They haven't made any trades, which most of us were hoping. Usually, the only thing that has kept our Ducks in the news is their link to the Jack Eichel trade scenarios or the Jack Eichel drama, looking at the rift between Jack Eichel camp and the Buffalo Sabres. I've stated a few times on other social media that our Ducks should at least move on, get away from the Jack Eichel drama. The only how about I put this way? Major moves the Ducks have made was signing Tobias Reeder to a pro tryout. It's done to basically place Carter Rowney at the forward positions. Don't know how that's going to affect in how the Ducks roster shape up, but it would not surprise me that Tobias would be given a shot to basically prove himself, and it won't surprise me he would basically sign on with the Ducks. However, we should not rule out many of the Ducks prospects who are now basically honing their skills and proving themselves in this year's NHL rookie tournament, basically held in Arizona along with LA and other Pacific Division West Coast teams against, of course, their rivals in the division and enemies. Don't be surprised to see some of these players like Bo Brew or Simon Benoit and others, and get a look, get a chance to earn a spot in the Ducks rank and file. I know many of you are excited. I am excited. I'm fired up. It's going to be the first full season for our Ducks to have in the past 18 months. And I know the past 18 months have been hard and difficult on all Ducks fans, including those in Anaheim and all the Orange County communities. And I know most of you are Ducks fans who have followed this team since day one, no matter if you're from Irvine or Orange or Huntington Beach. I am excited and can't wait and eager for the puck to drop. But it all depends on how the 29th edition of our Ducks be assembled. We know the Ducks training camp is not that far away. I always call it the gathering of the Ducks because you have the youth, you have the veteran leadership, you have the young and old, players who were traded, drafted, signed on as free agents, all ready to earn a spot on the Ducks roster and ready and able and willing to begin the Ducks 29th NHL season. Like most of you, I'll be honest, I was hoping that Stubborn Bob would do something. Of course, he didn't want to do anything. What could you expect from a guy who's been basically with our team for the past 13, now going on 14 seasons and years? I know many of us are holding up hope, but I always go by a wait and see approach, especially if I disagree with some people at the Crash the Pond segments on YouTube and other Ducks fan sites and Ducks fans on where our Ducks will finish. What I could see come training camp for our Ducks is you will see more of the Ducks prospects and players, basically the young guys, will take a more active role. It's all part of the developing within strategy that the Ducks have been using for the past 29 years. So it should not surprise us. It should not surprise me as well. I am interested to see some other of the Ducks prospects, especially, as I say, Bo Brew, who has very impressed me much. Since the Ducks drafted Bo a few years ago, I have been tracking his progress, and to all of you, I can tell you this: Bo is a diamond in the rough. If you watch his progress, he is one of those players that will give it all. He will prove himself. He is very driven in proving those naysayers wrong. Why? Because I saw him when he was wearing the Halifax Mooseheads uniform, and he contributed a lot to how the team in the local city that I'm from proved to be very competitive in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. He was a contributor to the Halifax and to Moncton when he was traded from the Mooseheads to the Wildcats. I can tell you this. I hope that once the puck drops on the 13th of October, the Ducks will hit the ground running. It should be that, because this roster that's right beside me, looking at all these players who I suspect will be at the Ducks training camp, some of them will be ready to hit the ground running. Some of them will be eager. Some of them will be motivated to prove the naysayers, the sports pundits, the online hockey trolls, and everyone else that this team is not flawed. Whether if they be flawed or not remains to be seen. Will be looking and observing what this team will look like. I know most of you will do. As of right now, we can only count down the days and the weeks until the season opener. It will be at home, which is a good plus. I, for one, can't wait for... I just can't wait to hear the crowd. I know I'm not from Orange County, but I know I'm on the East Coast, but I just can't wait to hear the crowd. I just can't wait to hear the joy. No matter what, no matter if the Ducks win or lose, one thing that's remains clear, and that is our Ducks bringing people together. Whether be it all white, all black, all Hispanic, all Asian, or other like ethnic communities or social communities in Orange County, California, or around the world. This upcoming season, okay, will be very important for all Ducks fans and for the Ducks. They know they have something to prove. They know that in a rebuilding, rejuvenation, and restoration mode that they are in, the 3 R's, okay, 3 R's. They are continuing a strategy that, as I say before, as I say on the Ducks message board, developing within. Now, is it going to be frustrating for many of us? Absolutely. But let's keep this in mind. 18 years ago, our Mighty Ducks, Anaheim Ducks, our team, went through the same strategy before. It was during the late 1990s, during the dark times of our team. We fought, we struggled, we persevered, and the Ducks made it to one game away from winning the Stanley Cup in 2003. What I'm trying to say to you is that it's kind of like repeating itself, but we won't know how many of these players will turn out. What I believe is that the Ducks are giving some of their youth a chance to earn a spot. And like Bo Grew, I expect Jamie Drysdale, Trevor Zegras, the Z-Man, Jacob Perreault, Brandon Tracy to also get a good look at the Ducks training camp. It wouldn't surprise me if the Ducks give, say, Tracy or Jacob Perreault and a few others just would earn that spot. But it comes down to how well they prove the Ducks coaching staff and stubborn Bob. And who knows? The owners. I am, however, and you can disagree with me what way you want, with the spots opening, due in part of, say, of course, Ryan Miller retiring, Carter Rowney departing to our sworn enemy and rival, one like well, that is Detroit. You could see more youth earning the spots, the roster spots within our team. Beginning with, I mean, I could name all the young guys who would be fighting for it, along with Bogru, but I am looking forward to seeing, say, excuse me, Josh Mahora and Lucas Dolstoy making a name at training camp. I mean, is it coincidence that Dolstoy was not competing in the NHL Rookie Face-Off in Arizona, hosted by one of our division rivals and enemies, that is the Coyotes? I have a feeling that the Ducks are going to name him, well, not name, just add him to the training camp roster. It would not surprise me or surprise anyone else. His stats in the Finnish Elite League with the Lynx in Finland, the Tampere or my apologies if I butchered that name, Tampere Yves, is very impressive. So it will not surprise me one bit. However, say if the Ducks decide to make sure that he hone his skills in San Diego, it will not surprise us at all. The Ducks have a lot of spots and places ready to be taken over by the next generation of players who are eager and ready to wear the Ducks D. Whether or not they finish after the 2021-2022 season, it remains to be seen. I totally disagree with what place the Ducks are going to finish, and mostly the majority of you believe the Ducks will finish at the last place in the Pacific Division. I always take a wait and see approach. That is how I see it, and that's how I approach it. As right now, I'm looking forward to our Ducks hitting the ice and getting ready to crush, smash, and destroy our enemies in the Pacific Division. Whether it be LA, whether it be San Jose, whether it be the Magnetos in Las Vegas, or the Coyotes in Arizona, or the newly formed Seattle Kraken, which our Ducks will, I believe, will dine on them, feast upon them. What we can expect and hope is this team will be assembled through the mixture of youth, experience, aggression, hopefully, because the Ducks need some aggressiveness, and skill. That is another trait they need. And that is, in my honest opinion, what this team needs is those four attributes to hit the ground running and set the tone for the season. Whether or not how this season will be, for all Ducks fans, including myself, our ducks will need something that will be a positive distraction for all of us, no matter if it's local Ducks fans in Orange County, California, or Ducks fans around the world, or especially in Canada, including myself. I just can't wait and look forward to our Ducks ready to dish out punishment or play some hockey. 24 days. T-minus 24 days. 2 weeks until our Ducks, our Anaheim Ducks, are ready to be unleashed. Till then, I'll see you guys soon.